Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of ColdIron here on Dork Tales. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly. Are you seeing him? And I am very excited to be here tonight because we are, hopefully, going to be defeating the Prospect Arc and moving actually into the Wild West part of this Wild West game. It is going to be a fantastic time. Thanks for being here. Brief notice, if I'm a little slow on the draw today, or you're like, hey, Kelly, where's the last episode? I messed up my wrist, so typing has been, and video editing and everything involving my wrist has been an absolute nightmare for the last couple of days, and I'm on a lot of painkillers right now. So if I miss a plot point, it's because I'm on drugs. You can finally say that about me, folks. But you know who else is on drugs? That dog in the corner. But everybody else, let's go ahead and say hello to the rest of the cast here, starting with Caitlan.
Hello. I thought you were going to say, you know who is? It's Caitlan. And I was going to be like, I mean, I took Advil, so...
That counts.
Hi, everyone. I'm Caitlan. I use she, her pronouns. And tonight I'll be playing Zoe, the Paladin Warforged of the group. And that's all I have to say about her. I have so many other things to say about my other characters. I'm like, her companion Squish, and his smolder and dashing good looks. I do need to name my shotgun. You're right. Chat, what is the name of my shotgun?
Zoe 2. Little Zoe with an apostrophe.
Zoot. I think we need to wait until I get my Paladin Oath, though.
That sounds
and then it'll all come together. Thank you.
All right. So, next to you, we have Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and I also am on drugs. Ibuprofen, which counts.
It counts.
Because both my shoulders are weird. But yes, I am Robin. I am excited to be playing Trixxi, Blastemoff, our goblin, artificer, gadgetsmith, inventor of the group. Excuse me. And she also uses she, her pronouns too. And the lore. Anyways, I'm still reeling after last week's game.
Yep, and you get to reel some more today, but not as much as Christina's reeling right now, thanks to dog interference.
Hi, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'm playing Belle St. Clair, our tabaxi warlock of the group, and Teddy is playing the mouth that wants to just chew me constantly.
It's wonderful to have you here as always, Christine. Next to you, actually here, but not visually because Amy is non-ambulatory, I think is the correct way to say it, is Amy.
Hi, I'm here. Present and somewhat accounted for, and ready to play Carrion, the ranger. She's like, what is it? Tiefling and orc mix? Fiend orc mix? Something like that.
Yeah, a torque.
I'm also on a lot of painkillers, so bear with me. But yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be great, but not as great as the wonderful pilot cat.
Hey everybody, my name is Katrina. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I am playing our aberrant mind sorcerer Seraphim, Taliina'a, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Fantastic. Folks, we're going to be starting in just 1 second. Before we do, I always have to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Bookwyrm Games. We wouldn't be here without Bookwyrm Games because they keep us, they keep the lights on. They paid for that camera. They pay for a lot of the tech. They pay for so much stuff for us. And they do it by offering fantastic deals to you. If you are in the greater Victoria, BC area, you can even go see them tomorrow, or you might have seen them today over at... what is it? I always want to say Mid-Isle Con because that's the one we used to go
Island
to.
Fan Con.
Island Fan Con.
I thought that too.
Right? So they're at Island Fan Con tomorrow, and I'm going to be swinging by to hang out with them for a bit in the morning. So if you are in the area of like Langford, British Columbia, come say hi. And fun thing, if you go up to there, and Kat, this applies for you as well. If you need some new dice and you go up and say code DorkTales, they will give you 15% off in person as well. So like off convention prices. So
yeah, because I'll probably be going about the same time that you're going anyways.
Yeah, I hope so.
Kelly,
because we were gonna hang out.
You need to just
we're gonna hang out
with all the dice because I need.
I have
need-
actually already told them. I told Michael from Bookwyrm Games to set aside some Goblin Artificer style dice for you.
What?
Aw.
Because you told me to look for some. So I told him, like, do you
Yeah,
have anything like
I
this? And he
know.
says, I'll look through everything. So hopefully we'll hear back about that. Besides that, go to their website, guys. It's fantastic. Like, you'll save 15% and there's free shipping worldwide. You can also do me a big favor, and if you like trying out new systems, there's 5 days left in their Kickstarter / their backer kit for Familiar Tales, a cozy story-driven tabletop role-playing adventure where characters take on the role of brave and clever animal heroes. It's kind of like Secret of Nim, Wind in the Willows, Redwall, anything like that. This has you covered. Go check them out, and we got 5 more days. It's already been funded, so you're going to get the book no matter what. But if they raise $2,300 more and hit their final stretch goal, then they're going to hire additional writers to write adventures for it, including me. So thank you to Bookwyrm Games for sponsoring us. And does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns before we head into game? Perfect. Love it. Love it. All right. So last time on ColdIron, you all found yourselves on the run, being tracked by these creatures called the Tollmen. You managed to escape using a teleportation tablet to transport yourselves to a strange and new part of Prospect, the upper echelons. There, you encountered a strange new individual, the Legate, a Imperial decreed investigator who was there to investigate the goings-on of the new governor and had a special mission for you. But since Amy didn't watch the previous episode and was ill, I think that's all I'm going to say before...
You told me not to.
I told you not to. Yeah. No, I know, and you were good. You were good. That's why I'm happy with you. But we are going to be hopping in right there. So, Carrion. The last thing you remember is being in the hallway and then running into that side passageway. The strange Tollmen with the whining baby voices calling after you. A sick feeling in your stomach as you wrapped your fingers around the edge of your pistol. You came to a T intersection, turned to fire, when a sickly gout of purple energy brought your world into blackness. You remember pain, and you fell through an impossible amount of time. When you awoke, it was not where you expected. You've received a long rest, and you wake up on sweet-smelling bedsheets. You're inside of what appears to be some type of servants' quarters. The beds, and there are 4 of them inside of this room, with curtains that can be drawn to separate them, a pair of bright blue-rimmed windows looking out into a garden full of overgrown topiaries. The sheets are clean. You can see that the soreness on your back where you took the blow, it's still stiff. You have a bandage that smears slightly, blister-like, as the ointment that was placed on the wound shifts it. It is evening, and you can see that there are magical lamps glowing brightly in the garden outside. For a house like this, you notice immediately that there are no bars on the windows. Whoever owns this property is not worried about keeping people out, or keeping people in for that matter. Light pours through those windows from the outside. What do you do?
I figure look around.
Sure.
See
Make
if-
me a perception or investigation roll.
Yeah, this is more of a perception of just sort of listening than actively investigating.
Sounds good.
Okay, 9. I rolled a 4.
So, looking around, there's nothing that you particularly notice of great note inside of here. What you'll notice immediately, though, is that several of the other beds, in fact, all the other 3, are unmade. They've been slept in very recently. It's almost like you're waking up inside of a hostel room. You'll also notice that your friends have been here. They've left a couple of their accoutrements. You can see dirty clothes lying on the bed. You'll see one of Belle's shirts that has been completely ruined by some type of acidic substance, or perhaps a burn, lying on the floor. In fact, the only person whose belongings you don't see are Tally's.
Then if there's evidence that my allies are here and it doesn't look like they've left under duress, then I figure she'll start trying to get up and go figure out where they are.
Fair. Oh, that's right. Actually, one of the beds will have been not slept in as well, and you won't see any of Trixxi's belongings either. So, what I'd like you to do is make me an investigation roll to try to figure out where your friends have gone.
Okay, it's gonna be one of those nights. You said investigation.
Mm-hmm.
I add nothing to my roll, so it's a 2.
A 2? I'm gonna tell you what. We've got the offer on the table right now. And
I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's needed for this.
Sounds good, but I also have 6 hurt the Morse, so I'm gonna spend 1.
Okay.
So, you step out into the garden. It appears that you're in some form of carriage house. It connects by an overhead walkway to the second floor, and as you step out, you can see that there's old wood paneling on the inside of the buildings that face each other. Connected to this one is a massive house, a villa. It is ostentatious and lovely, and draws your eye. There is wealth here. To the right, you'll see that there is a vast backyard that includes fountains, either some type of just decorative fountain or swimming pool. It's hard to tell from this angle, as well as a number of standing ferns and hedge sculptures. Although for the life of you, at this angle, you can't tell what animals they are supposed to be. To your left is a wrought iron fence that blocks off this part of the property from what exists around the front. What looks like a large carriage loop, probably about 2 acres in the front before a main wall that you can see around the way. What you will also see is immediately blocking your path between the 2 buildings is a contraption that you have never seen before, but may have heard of. It's something called an automotive, a horseless carriage. This thing here has 4 wheels and is a long stretch carriage, similar to, honestly, like a hearse. The front of this vehicle is nearly 15 feet longer, jutting out like a bird's bill from some inclined bench seat. All in all, you could probably fit about 6 people inside of this thing. It's shiny, chrome, very well taken care of.
I think her curiosity is going to get the better of her, and she's going to start poking at it.
So, as you poke in it, you are going to... so it's covered by an oil cloth all the way to the back trunk. And as you're looking around in it, you're going to see that it has a couple of things that your eyes immediately going to notice. You're going to see that there are... the seats are made of white leather, and there are a few makeup smudges along them that you are going to recognize as the same color that Trixxi would use. You'll also see that there is a few things of hers that she's left inside of the car. It looks like she probably spent some time in here. It has a massive spoked wheel, and it smells like leather and adventure. And can you make me an investigation check as you're inside of the vehicle, or at least leaning over it?
Okay, thank goodness. Nat 20.
Nat 20, you are going to see that, yes, in fact, it looks like Trixxi probably slept inside of this. You can see just kind of the way that the leather is creased from the previous night. It is old leather, and as you are looking around, you'll also see that it looks like she left like a pair of socks kind of next to the accelerator, or what you would assume is the accelerator. However, looking around as well, you are going to see that there is a large decorative monogram in the center console. An Intermission B. You will recognize this, with that Nat 20 in investigation, as the monogram of one of the royal houses, or at least one of the noble houses of Emery's, House Belmont.
Oh, I see.
You are also going to see that the vehicle is in pristine condition, but there are a few leftovers along its frame where it has suffered damage at one point in time and was in need of repair. Looks like some old scorch marks, bullet holes. And as you were looking at this, you are going to hear the sound of the front gate open. At the front of the property, this immense gate rolls open. And a carriage.
Lyric's gonna duck out of sight from the gate. And we'll kind of like surreptitiously try and get in, like, see who's coming, but is definitely hiding.
That sounds great. As you are doing that, make me a stealth check with advantage.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I love it. All right. So, as you are crouching down, are you hiding in the car or just kind of around the corner?
If she was, like, whatever would have been the fastest and the most effective.
I think hiding in the car and just kind of pulling the cover over would be...
Then yeah, that's what she's doing.
Fairly good. So, Amy, as Carrion hides, you're going to hear the sound of a carriage roll up. It grinds the front steps. It grinds the gravel of the front walkway, I should say. And you can see that there are a pair of striding sarns, the two-legged variety, plumage of a dark variety. These black and white creatures have deep, sharp claws that dig into the dirt. There is a carriage driver, a female elf, with a hood pulled up around the sides of her face. Her skin is dark brown, and you think probably a wood elf? As it comes to a rest, the back door will open, and a figure will step out. From your vantage point, I'm going to give you one more roll. Make me a perception roll with advantage.
18.
With an 18, you are going to see that the person that steps out of the car takes a glance in your direction, but doesn't appear to see you. It is an elf, or at least something elven. Long ears that are peppered along the side, covered by earrings, but you can see places where the ears have been eaten away by damage, by gunfire, fire. The figure steps out wearing a blue cloak, well, blue mantle, that hangs next to a tight black and blue bodysuit. A symbol of authority hangs between his collarbones. Long black hair tumbles around a scarred face. You can see him look at your direction, one of his eyes glowing a dull, throbbing red, while the other glints with yellow. Inside, you can see that there are several others hiding inside of the carriage. Dark-dressed elves, some drow, some lighter, but all dressed in dark, clinging clothing. Do you speak Elvish?
Nope.
Okay. You will hear a little bit of lilting Elvish. Levduin Caitlan Vinkle. The one that steps out raises a hand. Matum now. Wait, he says in a gravelly voice, and then strides toward the front entrance. What do you do?
How far away is that carriage?
That carriage is about 30 feet on the other side of the wrought iron fence.
So I'm between them and the house?
No. So what I want you to do is picture the house. Okay. There's a fence that kind of connects, like kind of separates, like you can pull the car in and then close the fence gate there. And then there's the entire front acreage of the house. This is a full estate. Picture those mansions in movies where you have to do like the huge drive-up loop from the front gate.
Right.
You are on the other side. You're on the house side of that. So this is in front of you. And you can see that there are a number of doors that lead into the main villa.
Okay, because I was in a separate
Yes.
building.
So you could actually, if you
I was
were
in, like, a
stealthy,
servant's
you
quarter.
could sneak into the building.
Yes, so that is what she's going to try and do if it seems like they are at least far enough away that this is feasible.
Okay, that sounds great. Give me a stealth roll.
Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Stealth is that's a 22.
Perfect. Now, you have known enough hunters in your day that whenever a group of them is going out on an expedition, whenever they're loaded up in the boat, the carriage, whatever they're riding in, there's always this sense of tension in the air. And even though you don't speak the language, the other three that are hiding inside of the carriage, they have that same air to them. They want to be released. They want to go out and do a hunt. But they're not allowed to. Something is restraining them. Perhaps the deer blind hasn't been correctly erected yet. Or maybe it's just not duck season yet. Regardless, you can make your way toward the house. There are two entrances that you can easily discern. One is a side door, just opposite the one that you exited from the servants' quarters. The other Around the side, you can see an old set of, well, you can see a set of glass doors, double doors that open out onto a patio that you could try.
Which one seems like it would make the least noise to slip through?
The double doors are further
Oh.
away, but they're glass, so they might rattle a little more.
Does the one that looks like it's closest to where I came out, does it look like a regularly used servant's door?
It does.
I'm going to use that one because people will be expecting people to go through it all the time and have probably learned to ignore it.
You put
Maybe.
your hand on the doorknob. It's ornate, ringed and weathered by age, but the brass turns easily and without a sound. And you find yourself in a back servant corridor next to a kitchen that's thrumming with life. Several people are working, mostly human, but there are a couple of gnomes and halflings that are working amidst here. In the center of it, you'll see a dragonborn. Blue scales, dipping a finger into a pot of sauce before a gnome baps him on the knuckles with a spoon. You! Use a spoon. No cross-contamination. You were just on the grasses. You bring those in. You never know when there's an allergy. We don't know anything about the guests. I was just giving it a try. Then use a spoon. That's why we have the little ones. Oh, very sorry, the gnome says, looking up. He's a little ruddy-faced fellow with big mutton chops, but a fairly cute young face. Like, the mutton chops probably grew in before the mustache ever could have. He's dressed in a chef's outfit. As he says that, the rest of the workers in the kitchen, of about 6 of them, will pause, look at you, and as he clears his throat, they will immediately go back to work. You notice that the blue dragonborn does use a spoon to taste test next time.
Who seems to be in charge here?
The gnome.
Okay.
You're one of the Lord's guests. I heard that you would be joining us a bit late. Dinner is still in session if you'd like to be let in.
That would be appreciated.
Of course. I'm Horatio, the temporary chef, I suppose. But please, come. The Lord is expecting you.
What happened to the other chef?
Oh, well, we haven't been here for very long. We were recently hired on to keep the place up. The legate has only been here for a little over a week.
Duly noted.
Please, follow me. And he will lead you down the hallway.
She will follow.
As you do, he's going to lead you down one of the corridors. Pardon me 1 second. And it looks like we probably shouldn't interrupt whatever that is, he said. As down one of the corridors, it looks like it leads to one of the main entrance chambers of the villa. You can see the elven man having a tense conversation in Elven. With another man, a human, with a salt and pepper beard, a blue and yellow ringed sash in a repeating pattern, swept over an imperial uniform. They appear to be having a bit of a pissing contest from the tone.
They don't seem terribly happy. She's keeping her voice low.
Yes, of course. I don't know much about the other one, but the Lord's a fairly jolly fellow. We can go in through this door. And as he takes you in through a side door, you eventually will find yourself standing at the back of a room. The dining room here is quite ostentatious. Wood-paneled walls, bright carvings and murals along the walls that are nice, if somewhat covered with drop cloths. A number of the chairs in the corner of the room are as well. There are several paintings and old war trophies and things strewn about the room as entertainment or conversation pieces. And by the time you get into that room, the Lord has returned and is sitting down and continuing his conversation.
And he was the one who was just out in the hall that I saw down the side, right? Like down the side of
Yes.
the corridor?
So
I'm going to watch him closely.
Okay. So I'm going to say that you will be sitting at the doorway, basically, or kind of like standing at the doorway, kind of behind his back. Or kind of off to the corner, out of his vision is probably the best. There are going to be several people around the table. You'll recognize your friends, as well as that strange person who apparently rescued you from the Tollmen. The blonde one with all the tattoos. He then proceeds to say, "Cheers. Here's to the start of a big adventure." He raises his glass to you. Do you all return the toast?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One by one, you all return the toast. And you hear the door frame creak. As he says that, you'll all see that Carrion is at the door, dressed in... Now, did you put on the clothes that were left out for you, or would you have put on your own clothing again that had been
She had
mended?
her own clothes on.
So,
I don't
real
think she would have inferred that they were for her. Someone put
quick,
clothes out for her.
real quick around the table, who is wearing their own clothes and who is wearing clothing that they found inside of the servants' rooms and the nobles' rooms?
Found because my shirt was destroyed.
Tali would have absolutely looked for something pretty to wear.
Yep, you're wearing a dress. Trixxi?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Trixxie's we discussed this last game. Trixxi would have been wearing her regular clothes because goblins, there's not really that, and she doesn't want to wear other people's. She doesn't like the style of the lords and stuff like that and servants, so she wears her own clothes.
Okay, sounds good. And then Zoe's just wearing Zoe.
Yep, she's not materialistic. She's very tall, so having something that's 6'6" for a female presenting would
I think it
probably
would've been
be
fine.
really difficult. Anyway, she's wearing her own stuff. Yes, her tattered cloak and all.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here. Please, grab a seat. Are you feeling better? You took quite the hit, Demona says.
Honestly, I don't really remember much.
Well, it looks like whatever damage was done healed up very well. I'm glad that we had some potions on hand. You have such flawless skin. He smiles dazzlingly.
I'm not entirely sure that that's something to be proud of or care about.
Are you kidding? I would kill to have skin like that at my age. But,
Why are
You
you
probably
going to
need
try
some-
and take it off and wear it?
if I was going to try to take something off, then, well, let's just say that we would probably want some more wine flowing, but besides the point. Please, grab a seat.
I don't know you well enough to get you anywhere near my skin.
You're right. And
And I
I'm
don't
very
think it
sorry
matches your
about that.
complexion.
I've known some half-orcs in my time. But still. And he will stand. Where are my manners? Please. There's still plenty of piping hot food. The chefs have been cooking up a storm for this dinner. I was just about to talk to your friends about some business opportunities. A request. In the meanwhile, Welcome to my house. My name is Akario Maravek. I'm the legate of the House of Emrys. And this is my aide, Demona. The blonde raises a hand and goes, "Hey."
Appreciated your assistance getting us out of there.
As I was saying, they're on the hunt for you right now. Miss Carrion, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to speak while you eat to save time.
I honestly don't care. Go
Good.
for it.
Well, I'd meant to do this in better time, but the presence of Mr. Caitlan has definitely sped things up. They know you're here. My diplomatic immunity is going to keep them from raiding the house and causing an international incident that could threaten the tripartite alliance. But that's about it. And if they continue to turn the screws on the governor, they'll probably have access to me soon enough. With that in mind, I think you probably will be safe here for a little while longer. I'm hoping to hire you. I know that you can't stay in Prospect much longer. Not with the Lavduin tailing you. So I was hoping that you could work for me, if you were willing. Feel free to say no. You can always cut and run. And I'll help you get out of whatever situation you are, to the best of my ability, but if you really want help, my patronage is a little more useful. What I'm hoping you do is I need you to help me find someone. Up in the wastes. I think that you're all particularly useful for tracking people like that. And of course, Miss Taliina'a has a personal stake in it. And already knows the person that I'm looking for. Mara Milos is a good friend of the family. Well, I guess I'm a friend of their family. Getting her back safe and sound would mean a lot to me. And so I'm asking you, regardless of what else you're doing, make your way north. The last place I know of her was at Stark Springs. If you can bring her back, I can do whatever I can to make sure that your marks get released, that you make it out of here if you want to leave Drace. And I'll pay you handsomely. If that's all right with you. I'd go myself, but let's just say that in spite of your run-ins with the Lavduin, you still stay more under the radar than a legate.
So Carrion's definitely got food in her mouth as she talks. So when are we going to get out of here? Because what they're just sitting ducks. That's never a good idea.
The blonde one leans forward. Demona? I thought you'd never ask. So, I can help you get out of here. They're going to be prowling the streets. By the way, Carrion, you slept through most of this. We're up in the Basilica Airy, the Heights. So we're around all the noble stuff. They're going to be out on the streets. They're going to be watching for you. However, I know a way out of here. We can't use teleportation. They're going to be monitoring that. It was fine teleporting you here because they're not about to teleport in. We need to get you down to the lower depths. And from there, there's a cargo train leaving tomorrow. It's headed north. I It's going straight to Burden. We have some people that know you're coming, and they can let you into one of the cargo cars. All you have to do is get there before dawn.
Okay.
Are
That's
these
it?
marks going to be a problem?
Well, they would be, but I don't think they have any way of tracing you at the moment. Besides, once you're outside of the city, it gets a lot harder to track. Inside, a bit easier.
Were you expecting more questions or protests?
Yeah. I was expecting you to have
Why?
all sorts of questions when we were... Well, because, again, it's going to be a hair-raising, death-defying escape where there's going to be people trying to stop you from...
We just did that.
I mean,
And
to be
we've
fair...
we've
A
slept.
couple times, actually.
And
Like,
now
And I
we've
can
actually
see
had
more
some
of this in our future.
We've just woken up from like a very good rest. Like we've been running on like empty beforehand. This is like, I feel ready to go. I'm all charged. I've whipped up some new spells.
And I
also
think we
just
owe you.
accepted this is my life now.
Yeah, and I think we owe you that much to
We
help
could
find.
get faster if we could
this
drive
Mara.
that fancy automobile out
And we're
there.
trying to
Trixie's
get
gonna
out the
Oh,
Anyway.
longingly look towards the Muddlesy.
Well, there are a couple of ways we could do it. We mostly just have to get you to the center of the heights. There's a way down to the depths. It's nice, quick, and they won't follow you.
Do we plummet to our demise? And then
Probably not.
pray for something at the last moment?
Well, no. I mean, I've got
Because historically, like a plummet to your, from heights.
look. I've
is
got
the
a
fastest
scroll
way.
of feather fall.
Then I am totally down to plummet.
It's, to be fair, it is a, yeah, it's a quick way down. Slightly slower with the feather fall.
If you fall for long enough and then cast it while you're falling, would that not make it faster?
Yeah, but if you fall out of range of each other, that does get messier.
That is true.
Featherfall doesn't have a huge range.
Also, I don't know how long the drop is, but from what I remember from math, typically in like a period of like what's a good time chunk? Oh yeah, let's say 6 seconds. In a time period of like 6 seconds, you fall like 250 feet. So I wouldn't necessarily, unless it's a very long drop down, that would be very concerning.
Yeah, the scroll will work. I can even go with you if you want to get you on the train.
Oh, you're not gonna join us for the whole time?
I don't know. It depends. Do you got a better offer for me than the old man?
I don't even know what his offer is. But probably not. We're basically destitute and on the run.
I mean, we can offer a good time.
I do like a good time.
You can.
like the tea? I make a pretty good tea,
Zoe does
And
make some really
macaron.
good tea.
as you see.
All right. Lord Maravik takes a sip of his wine and says, well, then if that's all decided, all you have to do is make your exit. How far is the
Then-
spot in question? It's
And which way
about
do we go to not draw their attention? Because eyes
Well.
glancing at the door.
Well, there are a couple of ways you could do it. You could just make a run for it under cover of night. It's how far away? It's about not terribly far, about 500 feet. outside of the gates. It's doable. Or you could do it with some flash.
Elaborate.
What kind of flash are you talking about?
You know, once upon a time, back in my younger days, I had to make a getaway kind of similarly under fire. Borrowed a friend's automotive to do it. It's not stealthy, but it does make an impression, and it is quick.
And I trust your expertise.
Oh, I'm not going. I'm a diplomat now.
Can
It's
I
been a
please drive your
long-
car?
Can you reach the pedals?
She has ways.
I'm very inventive.
Mm-hmm. She made that arm.
I did make this arm.
It looks like it has a lot of handy settings.
Oh, just you wait. Play your cards around.
Probably because it is a hand.
I've got to hand it to you. It looks like a lot of fun. Enjoy your meal. When you're ready to go, I'll have Demona show you where to go. With that, what's the rest of your evening look like?
Well, I know Carrion's going to fill them in on what she briefly saw outside and in the corridors. And we'll just otherwise let them fill her in.
All right. So what are you filling Carrion in on?
Did we have time to discuss what Tally heard about overheard from the conversation between?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
So, do you want to say that you enjoy dinner and then you go back to the servants' quarters to gather your things and prepare?
Sure.
Sure.
I think
Okay.
that sounds great. Yeah.
All right. So dinner's lovely. You'll all end up feeling very full, very comfortable. And you make your way back to the servants' quarters. Light still illuminating in from the outside. And as you are inside, just feeling a bit of security for the first time in a while. What do you talk about?
So, do any of us actually know why the Elven Secret Police are after us? Specifically? Or just the wrong place, wrong time, and all this stuff with the stuff? And she looks over meaningfully at Trixxi's bag or wherever the ColdIron samples had been stored before.
I'd say that's incredibly likely the reason.
Did anyone actually understand what they were talking about? I don't speak. I think that was Elven.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was
not.
Elvish.
Oh. What did they say? Did you hear them?
Oh, yeah. She will repeat what was said between the commander of the Elven Police and Acario. That they're looking for us, and Acario is saying we weren't here effectively. You know, just the classic deny. And they called him out for something, but I'm not sure what. So there's some history there between the representative from the secret police and Icario, but I'm not sure what it is.
Well, I'm
But-
not entirely up and up on the politics, but last I checked, I didn't think that the Elven secret police and... Well, maybe that's outdated. Them region nobles got along terribly well, despite whatever's happening here. And she's just kind of like gestures broadly to the expanse of the entire
Anybody who wants to make a
island.
history roll, our favorite roll of this campaign, go ahead.
We love the
Amy,
history.
are you
Right,
proficient
happily
in
rolled
history?
in. Am I proficient? Please, no. I'm
I'm
not even
technically-
We realize none of us are proficient in history, so
No,
just
no,
join
I'm
good.
I
technically
rolled a
proficient.
1!
I just have
Oh.
a +0 to it, but I am technically proficient. But I rolled a 4.
Oh my god.
I had nothing
Yeah.
to it and I
We're
rolled a 1.
so good
whatever,
at history rolls.
if
Very
anything
good.
has changed or any nuances there, she's
Oh,
just
wait.
going off of whatever she'd heard at one point once upon a time.
Did I use my? You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna use it for something else. Never mind.
I was gonna say, I thought you were proficient in history, Caitlin. You just didn't have any.
I am. I just have a +0 because it's int, and I have a -2. So then I have a +2, which makes it 0. So technically proficient, but I still add nothing.
Technically proficient, it just doesn't help you.
Technically
At least it
proficient
doesn't
needs to
hinder.
go. That's a shirt right there too. Technically proficient.
I think so.
Technically proficient.
Zoe, technically proficient.
Proficient.
The highest roll I see is a 14. What I can definitely say to you is, Trixxi, you know that before the Tripartite Alliance was signed, there was significant tension between the three branches, the Anarans, the Emresians, and the Elves. They all laid a claim on the land and actually fought a number of border skirmishes, essentially a small land war and air war, throughout the wastes. There are still battlefields outside, and it was only with the sealing of the Tripartite Pact that the war ended. And now they all benefit for the Alliance. But yeah, no, they historically, there is a lot of tension, which is why the diplomatic community probably is saving your butts right now. As for you, Amy, with that nat 1, you think that...
I have an idea for it.
Yeah, what is it?
That her entire understanding of the politics is based on a young adult novel that is loosely inspired by real historical events. Very, very loosely inspired.
Nice. Then done.
So factually, truly not very correct.
I was going to make it all about conspiracy theories, but yeah, that works too. Do it.
I mean, sure, there could be some conspiracy theories in it. That makes sense.
All right. So what else are you doing?
So the train is the train is leaving before dawn, right? Like right before dawn,
It's
Kelly.
leaving
you
right
said?
about dawn, yeah. And right now it's probably about 7 or 8 at night.
Well, I think if we're planning on taking potentially the car, Trixxi is gonna go try and tune it up with a Cario.
Sure. You can absolutely do that. Anything else? And is anyone else planning anything for the evening?
I think Zoe was just going to read her book on Moonphase's book for werewolves and planting wolfsbane.
Fair. Moon phases for werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tally. Carrion. Belle.
Tali's probably actually gonna go back up and enjoy that bath again. She's probably just gonna go up and just lock the door and just kind of detach herself from everything that's happening right now.
Okay. while you're doing that, so we'll go through each scene individually, and then Carrion, what are you doing?
I think probably just taking it easy and possibly looking around to see if there's any interesting wildlife. Honestly, you know what she's probably gonna do? Is she's probably gonna climb up onto the roof and is gonna look around for like birds or like bats or something.
Okay.
Unless something else catches her eye.
That sounds good. And then Belle, what's your plan?
Belle, I think, is just going to be getting ready. So, maintenance,
Okay.
etc. Basically.
So you go and you start doing your prep work. You load your gun, Belle. You make sure that everything is oiled, everything is as it should be. Zoe, you read in the corner. You enjoy the phases of the moon, the talk of werewolves and changing and wolfsbane and all of that. And outside, Carrion, you watch for signs of flying things. You see an aerial fight between some bats and some striges, or sturges, I suppose I should say. These giant mosquito creatures. Bats eat mosquitoes, sturges eat bats, and the circle of life continues. And in the distance, from this vantage point, this is the highest that you've ever been inside of Prospect. From here, you can actually see the stars. And down the way, you can see several giant eagles circling around a bit of a bunch of these sturges on the edge of the city. However, can I get you to make me a perception or survival roll?
Sure. Perception or survival? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they are the same bonus for me, so it does not make a huge difference.
We love it.
Okay. Let's do survival and go with that total of 23.
Perfect. Damn, total of 23. So looking out there, you are going to immediately notice that the giant eagles are kind of like hunting on the edge of the city proper. From up here, you can actually see the edge of the wall where the wasteland, well, the desert land and badlands begin on the other side of it. A pair of train tracks flank each other, spanning north, riding next to the man-made river that feeds into the city. What?
He figured out how to unwind the wobbler to get the tricks out. That's too fucking smart.
Clever boy.
Yeah, I'm screwed the whole thing.
This dog is too smart.
This is the same dog that manages to like get out of his car harness multiple times. He's such a jerk. Such a little punk. Okay. So, as you are preparing, you are going to look over the edge of the city, and it is there that you're going to see that these I keep wanting to say golden eagle. These giant eagles are kind of, they're hunting, but a larger creature is hunting them. The night sky is full of these stars, and suddenly they're going to be blanketed out as something kind of akin to a rock is going to swoop down. This is several kilometers away from you. Right at the city's edge, this bird with a 40-foot wingspan is going to swoop down from the sky and attempt to eat these birds. When you hear, well, at this point you won't hear, but you'll see several lights flash and hear the snap of gunfire. And the sound of some large ballista firing as the rock gets too close to the city walls. It snags one of the eagles, but then thinks better about the others as it flies back away.
Concerning.
Mm-hmm. Zoe, as you are reading your book, you're learning all about werewolves. You will have advantage on any werewolf or lycanthropy-related checks in the future on your next ones.
Sweet. Nice. Now if it's lycanthropy history.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah, put an
Oh.
asterisk next to lycanthropy or elixir history.
Perfect.
I may not know much, but I know a lot about Jacob from Twilight.
Yes.
And across the table from you, across the room from you, Belle, you continue loading, unloading, checking your guns. And as you do, Zoe won't notice this, as a little bit of the gunpowder will catch light on the edge of your finger and smoke. Just for a second. A brief little flash, perhaps a static charge. And as it does, you'll smart back for a second as the little fur on the edge of your fingertips lights up. And then suddenly, you feel something pushed in between your fingertips. It's organic. It's shadow. A cigarillo. The spark catches the tip of it. And a shadowy hand carries the cigarillo up to a pair of grizzled, shadowed lips. And there is a deep drag as tobacco and clove fills the air around you. So, what's the next part of the adventure, Miss Belle? The figure whispers next to your ear, in a voice that sounds like broken glass being ground beneath a boot.
Is this kind of like something where she knows she can respond just mentally?
You think so?
Well, it's time to go into the wild.
You know there's no coming back from that. You head out there. There's gonna be blood.
There's already been blood, but that is where my prey is.
Then let there be blood. You lay him low. I'll be watching. Zoe, you'll look up from your book, seeing that Belle is kind of zoned out for a moment. And there's a little candle flame worth of fire just kind of slowly burning on the side of one of her wadding charges.
Oh, is this concerning? Should I go tamp it out?
You might want to tamp it out, yeah.
I'm gonna go tamp it out then.
Belle,
Oh,
that's going to
careful,
snap you
careful.
back to attention.
Oh, what? Oh,
You zoned
thank
out
you, Zoe.
again. You're welcome. But that is dangerous to zone out while you're caring for your gun.
That is true.
I feel like that's not the
Endeavour
first time
not
I've
to
told
do
you
it
this.
again.
And yet it will happen. But that's okay. That's why I'm here.
This is also true. You are a very good friend.
Oh, well, so are you.
Upstairs.
It's looking good there.
Upstairs. You find yourself, Tally, luxuriating in the bath. The warmth rolls over your flesh, and as it does, I need you to make me a wisdom save again.
Okie dokie. Nine.
Do you have the candles out? Do you have the lights low?
Oh, 100%. She probably also has a bottle of alcohol, too.
Okay. You take a swig and you lower your hair into the water and let it float around you. You feel yourself go weightless. In the room, the candle flames, they go from orange to purple. And as they do, you once again hear that noise. In the darkness, as you keep your eyes shut, you hear that cry. You can feel the rain on you. And you can feel and hear and smell the scrabble of those creatures and the sweat of whoever was carrying you drip across your lips. You are not having a great time. Outside, Trixxi, you're working on the car while Acario takes a look over your shoulder. Huh. You know, honestly, I haven't really had much of a reason to look at this thing in quite a while. I keep it around mostly for show. And
Oh, say fundamental reasons?
I mean, it would either be that or it would go in a museum.
Oh, it's famous? You're famous?
Well, it's a limited... Am I famous? Of course I'm famous. I stopped the Midnight Revolution.
I heard there was a group.
Sure. But I was part of it.
That's
And
pretty impressive.
yeah.
I'd like to do that one day. Not stop the Midnight Revolution, but, you know, do something that's worth something that people will remember. Goblins kind of get a bit of a bad rap. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised you're treating me
Yeah.
like
No.
how you have been.
I don't like...
Don't.
I don't care what you are, Trixxi. I care about who you are. Besides, you may not see it, you know, but I haven't always been treated particularly well myself.
A noble?
We don't always present as a noble. Besides, I've seen what the Imrasians have done to their neighbors, to the halflings. It's sickening. Really pisses me off, you know? I don't see goblins as much different. You're like halflings, just greener. I totally summed up an entire culture there, right there, and I'm sorry, but I was trying to go for a generalized, like.
Yeah, and you
you're
look like an elf, except you would have round ears. Sorry, pointy are better.
And a much larger anyway, I think you're gonna want that that
I mean, I'd have to see it in person to compare to the elves.
Unfortunately,
I've had before,
I am tolerably married.
Listen. Just because you have a goalkeeper does not mean I can't score.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Oh, Trixxi. Persuasion. Oh, look, I'm proficient in that. I'm spending my... We don't have group inspiration? Do we start with inspiration? I'm playing this game.
You don't start with inspiration anymore.
Fuck. I'm gonna spend my determination to make that a 9.
A 9?
I rolled a 3, Kelly. I rolled a 3.
I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Because of the low cut top.
Thank you.
Caitlan, can you check the chat? I need some direction.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
I need some direction. Would Talcario hit that? I don't know. That's why I'm asking Caitlan. It's not my character. Well, I mean, when you put it that way, just one favor.
Hmm?
Nothing inside. I can't take any more bastards.
My lord.
So backseat of the Model Z.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
And after, I would like to try and trick out the car, because I do have the ability to make magic items up from 100 GP. So I'd like to strap my smoking cock, and then also some ball bearing.
The rooster.
Yeah, the rooster. Yeah, not just my smoking cock that I just dealt with in the back of the van. Sorry, smoking hot.
Honestly, it was decent. I mean, not the sex. I mean, just the build was decent. Akari was in good shape. He always was.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would like to strap the smoking rooster, and then also try and configure like caltrop deployment at the back.
Okay.
I am 100% trying to trick out the Model Z.
All right, that sounds good. And with that, the next few hours pass with a bit of entertainment, a bit of... What's your passive perception on the roof, Carrion?
My passive perception is usually 15.
You're going to notice.
Oh, and I have reference material. Pull out that book of different different races of Elos and how they copulate.
Honestly, flexibly.
So that's how that works. Tuck it back away and we'll go back to looking at birds.
Okay. And with that, it is soon time for you to load up. Demona meets you out by the Model Z. All right, you guys ready? So you only get one chance at this, and I'd prefer not to die.
That is definitely preferable.
Right? It's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast Speak with Animals as a ritual before we go in the morning, just in case.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So, did the old guy teach you how to drive? Miss Trixx?
Oh yeah, I'm very good with stick now.
Good. Well, maybe we should get going. And as they say that, Acario will take a step forward and say, best of luck to you all.
Thank
you
you
all
for
the
letting me
best.
drive your car. Automobile, sorry. Wait, I don't know what a car is.
It's like a car.
The Acario! The Acario. I'm driving your Acario.
Good. It's been a while since my Acario's been driven. Well, not that long. But good luck. Don't destroy it. I kind of like it. It's going to be bad enough that you'll have to abandon it. I'll have to report it stolen.
It's a good thing I don't leave fingerprints. To hold up her
Good.
hands.
Thank you for taking the mission. I appreciate it. And, Demona. Yes, sir? Be careful. You're a hard agent to replace. Anybody who wants to make an insight roll can make an insight roll.
I was just typing.
Sure.
I would
I'm
like
doing
to
my
make an
damn
insight
best.
roll, please.
I'll do my damn best. Is this the one?
Oh, that's good insight. 21.
That's some good insight.
That's better than before,
Dirty 20.
but it's
Dirty
not that
20.
great. Oh, 14.
15.
Oh, I am like the lowest. I'll say it.
14, 15. Okay. Anybody with a 15 or higher? Oh no.
Rip.
Do you want to spend your determination?
Yeah, it's...
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, I don't care about that much.
Okay. Anybody with a 15 or higher is going to see that he definitely has some very strong feelings for this young person. And I'm going to say that those of you who get a 20 or above who knows of his romantic or sensual displays of affection will note that it is not that type of, it is a far more paternal type of care.
I was gonna say also putting together the story that Demona kind of told us about a lord
And what he just
rescuing
said in
them
the
on
car.
the street.
And what he just said in the car beforehand.
Yes, 100%.
All right. They'll nod at him and say, I'll do my best, sir. All right. You ready to drive this thing like you stole it?
Oh, I've been waiting since I first laid eyes on that beauty.
And with that, I think we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to drive it like we stole it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. back to ColdIron here on Dork Tales. We're not going to do any talk to the chat tonight because we've got a lot to do to wrap up this act. And what that is going to begin with is you hop behind the wheel. You all load up into the vehicle. Now, this is going to have, I believe, if I remember correctly, it followed American-style steering wheel on the left situations. So, if Trixie's behind the wheel, and Damona's in the middle, guiding you, who's got shotgun?
Sure.
Me.
Carrion or
Oh, passenger princess. Perfect. All right. Who is behind driver?
Probably Zoe for the legroom. But I also like
that
the
makes
idea that
sense.
she's really crunched up. And
Yeah,
just
I
like,
was gonna say
I'm
Zoe would
okay.
probably be the best in the front, but the fact that Taliina'a went in the front is hilarious.
I love the idea of her just crunched up in the back, just like, I'm okay.
But you have the shotgun. So it doesn't make...
I do. Well, I have the shotgun anyways. I don't need shotgun to have the shotgun. I always have the shotgun.
That's fair. All right. Who's back? Who is, as they called it in college, who's in bitch in the back seat?
wait. So if you want to have Zoe be all crunched up, is that
Or should
where
she be in the middle?
Zoe is, and then is
Zoe should be
Carrion
the
the
bit
one
cheap.
like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And then Carrion's probably behind the driver.
Incredible.
Yeah, because Tally is also really tall, so she probably has her seat fairly far back as well.
Well, it's benches, so it doesn't move. It's
I said
I'm
benches
pretty sure
earlier.
it's-
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did say
There's
benches.
no moving. There's no
You
moving.
did. There's no moving.
That's
Oh,
so
goodness.
funny.
That's
The
really
whole
funny.
thing, yeah. That's amazing.
All right. So Zoe's stuck in the back. Who's behind driver? Is it Belle or is it Carrion?
I think Carrion
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay. So we got green on the left. We got other on the right. Perfect.
Zoe's stuck in the middle.
Dun, 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 dun,
With
dun,
you?
dun.
Yeah.
All right. The gates open in front of you. You turn the ignition. And can I please get a land vehicles check from you,
Yeah, buddy.
Let's go.
Putting this proficiency to use. All right. Let's go.
All right.
It would be. Would you put this as Dex or Int for the check
Dex.
for the driving? Dex cap. Sounds Gucci. All right. There's nothing I can add to it, but I have determination. All right. I'm so nervous to let go of this dice. Okay, no, that's not bad. Okay, so that that's a 24.
A 24. All right, describe it. The front gates of the estate are open. It's got the full wraparound. A low fog has descended in here, and as you punch it, the front lights flicker to life, illuminating the path in front of you. The engine roars with Magitech. What do you do?
Trixie's gonna, I don't want to do it because it's annoying for the wig, but Trixie's gonna put down her goggles on her head and on her eyes to cover and goes, let's ride. And just foot to the floor, punches it straight out the gate.
All right, you peel out, leaving layers of rubber behind you as you shoot out across the gravel drive, or shoot out onto the gravel drive, I should say, fishtailing stylishly as you find your equilibrium and punch it out the front gates onto the main road, leaving Acario Maravek behind under the crossover between the guest house and the main house of his villa. He watches you go, lets out a bit of a sigh and a smile. Very would shit. She never did get to drive that thing. And as Trixxi, you hit the road, and immediately you are going to hear the sound of some very surprised agents on Sarns that are wandering the streets right now.
Hell yeah.
You are going to have an entire round ahead. This thing travels about 100 feet per round at this point.
Amazing.
So you have 5 rounds to get to your destination. What I need from you is, here's what we're going to do. As you are in this epic chase, you are going to be making driving rolls. However, anybody can give you advantage depending on what they're doing. So, you are going to peel out into the main road, laying a huge streak of flaming rubber behind you. As you do so, you are going to see a pair of elven riders patrolling the area behind you. They pull on their reins hard enough to make their sirens squawk. And they turn and prepare to give chase, but you have a bit of an advantage already. Would anybody like to do anything to aid this endeavor?
Yes, please.
Belle.
Yep.
I would like to try and target the Sarn with Eldritch Blast
Ooh.
to push it away from us 10 feet into its friend.
Okay, that sounds great. Give me an Eldritch Blast roll.
Alright.
It's high noon. Actually, 2 in the morning.
That is 26.
A 26. So I'm going to make a dex save for the rider. Okay, the rider is going to be able to hold on thanks to the stirrup. Oh, but the other one probably needs to make a roll. And they're fine. The riders are going to be fine, but the Sarns are going to be hit by that. And the second Sarn is going to be catapulted against by the first. And it is going to stumble and fall to the ground, pinning its rider. With a natural 2 on my save, as your Eldritch Blast rips out and slams into the first one. Tally, what are you doing?
She's going to use minor illusion actually to project a very bright light because it is 2 in the morning. It is dark. And so
You
she
watched
is
that
going
video about how to escape cops, didn't you?
I did not.
Oh, there was a TikTok. It was a TikTok using like a 10,000 lumens flashlight or something like that.
That she is doing that.
Or a million lumens.
To blind these dudes.
All right. Go ahead
yeah.
and I mean that's just gonna work. So hold on one second.
That's just gonna work.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick The first rider got a nat 1. The second rider is a drow and got a nat 20.
Damn.
But it was disadvantage, so it's only a 14. So 14 plus his constitution. So he'll be fine, even though he is definitely squinty from that. But the first one is going to be blinded. Unfortunately, the first one that was blinded was the one that was still on top of the sanding Sarn that got hit. And speaking of which, Belle, how much damage did you do with that? So it's a D10 at your level.
So I assumed because you were letting me do it as a help action, I wasn't going to get to do damage.
Okay.
Because like you let me like kind of like try and pin them.
Tell you what,
move them.
I'll let you do it without damage if I can have the offer.
Okay, so does that stuff not happen then?
No, it happened, but you would have done damage with the Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so I can do damage on top of that then?
Yeah, to the Sarn? Totally.
Okay, sure. I was just going to give up damage to get that other effect. So
No, I'll let you do it without damage for the offer. But if you want to do a D10, please do.
yeah, so that's 2 points.
2 points? Okay, so barely any. It's going to let out a screech and fall over. Carrion, Zoe, are either of you doing anything?
Yeah, Carrion's doing something. She is going to make a wounded sound as the Sarn is hit and is wounded. Because that's sad. Poor Sarn does not deserve violence. And then is going to take aim with her gun, the Delano Defender, I think is what I've got.
Okay.
And we'll cast Ensnaring Strike. which is concentration up to a minute. Bonus action. Next time I hit a creature with a weapon attack, it will impact.
And there is still one rider that is up.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get that one.
He is blinded. Oh, she is blinded. So I'm going to give you advantage on this shot.
Okay.
So he's just in the back. His Carrion and Bella do pew, 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 and Tally's just like, whoa.
Okay. Well, apparently I needed that advantage because my dice are being so inconsistent. Okay, that is a 17.
That'll hit. Roll me damage. And what's my save for that?
And
never mind.
okay. Well, it was a strength check against my spell save DC.
Okay. Well, I got a 2, and then I got a 12 on my reroll with a hurt them more.
Okay, they take. So that's for that, and I need some D4s for the actual gun damage.
Sounds
but they
good.
are restrained.
Okay, that sounds fantastic.
Okay. So it's 11 piercing just from the gun. And I'm just double checking. I think the piercing from the ensnaring strike does not go off until it's the beginning of its turn. So that doesn't happen now. It's just restrained as at this point.
Okay, that sounds good. So, totally restrained as the vine growth or the undergrowth kind of grabs on. Perfect. Anything else?
I think she might call out to Disarns because she has Speak with Animals active.
Yep.
To say, basically, just run, get out of here, go.
Sure.
Shoo.
Make me an intimidation or persuasion roll.
Oh, I have bonuses to animal things. What does my bonus do? Ah, these are mounts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, once per long rest, you can add 1d6 to any ability check related to a mount, potentially changing the results of my check.
I
From
did
the
write that, didn't I?
Born in the Saddle. You did do that.
Technically, those are
Okay.
mounts. Yep.
Yep.
I love writing my own rules for things and then having them thrown back in my face later where I'm like, balls. I did.
Oh no,
You-
consequences
you-
to my actions.
You said a mount, not your mount, which would be very
You did.
different wording.
Oh, rules, lawyers.
it
This is
could
why we
become
test
my
run this in
mount.
campaigns.
Listen,
Well,
if they
mount
come
you.
close enough, it could be my mount too.
This true.
Does that mean
We're
it could be
gonna
used against
do-
Vicario too?
Persuasion.
He is a mount. Okay, persuasion. What'd you get?
Not brilliant, but okay. I am persuading. That is the same
Yep.
as my intimidation thing, so
And you have determination if you want to use it.
I do. Okay.
You do want to use it?
Yes. To
Alright.
make it 17.
Okay. The one that has been knocked over is not paying attention to you. However, the one that had the rider that just got blasted and then the rider got restrained is going to let out a squawk that you are going to interpret as fuck it, and is going to start running the opposite direction, leaving its rider dangling in midair as these vines are clutching on a nearby estate wall. And Zoe, it's your turn. What are you doing?
So she, for lack of a no shit handle, is probably white knuckling the bench in front of her. And is going to cast Bless on the 3 people in the front.
Beautiful. All right, that's an extra
now-
D4.
Rules as written, it is just attack or saving throws. But I was wondering if we could use it for just actions.
I'll use it for the drive action because
Perfect.
we'll say yes for one reason, and that is I'm gonna spend a hurt them more, and as it is Trixxi's turn, Trixxi, a member of the Silent Hand is going to lurch out in front of the vehicle with a repeater crossbow pointed at your driver's seat. You have advantage, or you have initiative on him. would you like to make an attack roll
With my car?
with your car?
With
Then
the
I'm over
Acario.
the car.
Acario Z.
Name it the Acario.
Acario Z. Yeah, I would love to make an attack with Acario Z.
Okay. So please do me a favor, make me a land vehicles check with dexterity. And, okay, so... you can add the d4 to that. You can also add advantage from your friends. And let's see, this is the end of the first round. You have already had 1 round of speed. I said that you are traveling at a rate that gets you 100 feet per round, which means that, oh god, 100 feet per round.
It's many damage.
Okay, so... Oh, cool. There's a feet per second for conversion for this. So 1 feet per second equals... Okay, so if you're going... What would
It's
that
going to be
That-
a 18 to hit.
18, that's gonna definitely beat. Oh god, I definitely was undercounting that, so technically you're going to be going much faster than that, because like 100 feet per second is... 100 feet per round is nothing. So we're going to say that it actually was like a kilometer or 2 away to make the driving the car useful. So we're going to say that you're moving about 50 feet per second. So right now you're about 34 miles per hour. So 34 miles per hour. I need you to roll me 4d, 12, and 3d6.
Wow, okay. 40, 12, and 12, 3d6. Okay. Okay.
Yep. You may add your dexterity to this.
Nice. 4d12. D12s, D12s, where are you? D12s.
I assume that getting hit
4d12.
with a car that looks like the car from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is a 4d12 thing. And I'm
Yeah.
adding a d6 per 10 miles of hour that you are speeding right now.
Yeah, no, this is a serious weapon.
You know what? You'd probably be going a little faster than that. Make it 5d6.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
I'm assuming you're probably going about 50 miles per hour.
Mostly, yeah. Like, this is a serious weapon. Oh.
45 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm guessing it's bludgeoning from the car.
It is definitely bludgeoning. It's not magical bludgeoning, thankfully, for... well, it doesn't matter for him. But how do you do it?
Just straight through him. Just like, and then just a windshield wiper. The blood away.
Strangely, there's no windshield wiper on the back window. I don't know why they didn't install it. They did
That's weird.
in the 2025 Z model. I'm so mad that my car doesn't have a rear windshield wiper.
I was just gonna say, did they install it in the next generation of this car?
The next generation of the Z, the Super.
The alpha.
I don't know. Probably. Okay.
Okay. And then, as like a bonus action or something, can I prepare to release the cock?
Yes, you may.
Perfect. Trixxi's gonna set the timer for like 2 seconds, because it's an alarm clock. Or actually, you know what? I like it being more... You can choose when it goes off, Kelly, but she had set the time. I like an alarm on the chicken because it's an alarm clock. So she set an alarm for some time during this trip. So whenever you feel that it's very cinematic or something, feel free to have it just suddenly go off.
All right. As you are speeding ahead, you're going much faster than I expected, unfortunately. And as you whip around the corner, going between these estate walls, Demona is going to point forward and say, "You're gonna take a left right there. Left, not right, but like you're gonna take a left turn, and oh shit!" And he's gonna hold on as you kind of whip around a corner.
Skid.
All right, so that's what we're aiming for, right there. As you whip around the corner, they point ahead, and you can see the only thing that's going to get you down to the lower levels, the only thing that the lower levels are good for the upper echelons of a city like this. It's an immense trash chute. What
Come
do you
and
do?
take out the trash.
Okay. Now, you have left all of the agents that are on the street in the dust. How are you doing this? It's about 150 feet in front of you. You have about a round before you're going to reach it. How do you get there?
So
I guess
it's
I have
not
to-
small enough for the car. The trash is a trash chute. You say immense trash chute. How immense? Like a car, or is it people? We have to go in this people. Is it like the Grinch?
I've never seen the live action Grinch.
Okay.
Let me just put it
Person
this
side.
way. I need to ask, are you jumping or are you Thelma and Louising it?
I don't know what Thelma and Louising.
Is the car going with you?
That's what I literally was asking. Yes, I would like the car to go with me. I'm sorry, Carrion.
Okay. So do me a favor. You've got to hit this hole. Give me one more land vehicles check to not get it wedged as you were driving down.
Oh, and you're blessed, aren't you?
You're
I'm
blessed.
blessed.
I'll let you be blessed. You'll just do it.
All right. Something. I'm good at putting things in holes. Guiding things to holes. That's very mid. Okay. 11 plus 7 is 18.
Well, luckily the hole only has an armor class of 15. You are going to drive this car. Now the chute has...
Hold
it's kind of-
on!
it basically is almost like a cloverleaf shaped set of chutes that converge into a massive hole in the center where you can just have your servants wheel carts and then dump them into it, where the stone exterior will slowly slide the slope down to the free fall. To do that, though, you are going to clip the side mirrors completely off. There's going to be a grinding sound as you this through, and as you punch it and hit the hole, you're going to hear as the cock goes off.
Please note
Scream-
that Carrion is screaming her damn head off as this is happening, especially as we're
Trixxi
going
is-
in. Be like, no, and then just through.
Cackling.
Demona is going to thrust the scroll into Tally's hands. Read it! Read it! Read it!
She will read it.
All right, and with that, Featherfall takes over. You plunge down the hole. And suddenly, you are airborne. The car slips out from beneath you like a shoe at the end of a very long night of dancing. It plummets, flipping end over end beneath you, and slams into the ground below, letting out a as it is consumed by the water and the trash beneath you. It is a slow descent, but after about a minute of falling, you will find yourselves down at the bottom of this pit. You've managed to do what no one else has done. You've managed to make it all the way down to the bleak water, the very lowest part of the city, in record time. Here, you find yourself in the garbage dump of the ebb tide basin. One by one, you all descend, gently landing on the trash pile. You're in the center of an immense grotto, a lake of seawater, a lagoon, really. The various stratas of prospect loom over you, and only a bit of moonlight can be seen between a pair of the cliffs. The hell gates block most of it. You've made it safely in record time. What do you all do? You can see that the best way out, unless you wanted to swim north and swim out through the Hellgate, would be to head south. Swim across the expanse of this seawater dump, and then make your way toward the train yard. Do you start heading that
I
way?
think that's what Carrion's planning on doing.
Does anyone know how to swim?
Of course.
Roughly.
Now, all around you,
Yes, so I don't enjoy it.
Actually, I
don't know if I know how to swim. I don't think I
I
know how
don't-
to swim.
has anybody ever seen like an eagle in the water?
that's a very specific question.
Or like a large
Yeah.
bird in the
Mhm.
water
Yeah, yeah,
Because of your
dealing with
wings.
its wings
yeah,
in the water.
yeah.
Tally's awkward as shit and is struggling hard in the water. Her wings are waterlogged and she's not liking it. I just thought of that. Like, oh wait a second. Nope, she's not built for this.
Well, I could just stop struggling. Just hold on to this. And
All right.
we'll reach out her whip, like the end of her whip or something, or some rope. We'll try and help Tally.
Well, the
swim.
ground beneath you is only about a foot of water. You'll have to swim further than that when you go south. However, as you're looking around and getting your bearings, you're going to see a bit of movement. You can see that there are a number of disposed creatures all around you, dead birds, discarded bits of housing material, refuse, garbage. It smells horribly here. And in front of you, you can see that there is a bit of a shifting as a figure rises up from the bottom of the pile.
Trixxi has drawn her gun at the first sign of movement before she fell in the trash and then got back up.
Sounds good.
Zoe would as well.
Looking down.
Oh,
you
actually,
all-
sorry, her shield instead. Sorry, not her gun, her shield.
Sounds good.
That's her shield.
Looking down. Looking south, I should say. You all are going to have your eyes kind of acclimatize. There's a burning fire behind you where, well, actually, it's not a burning fire, but the remains of the Icario car is going to be letting off a bit of light from its shattered front. Who doesn't have dark vision? Okay. So Zoe and Taliina'a, you are going to see that there is a figure moving in the shadows. This is dim light, so you're going to be able to see, but it's not going to be flawless. The rest of you with dark vision are going to recognize the dwarf that you met at the bar. The one who was feeding you information. He slowly rises up from the ground. He must have been laying down on it. His legs are shaky as he stands up and looks at you. Can I get a perception roll from everyone who... give me a perception roll. If you have dark vision, you do not have disadvantage.
Trixie's gonna say cry. Oh god, that's not a great perception.
You said perception?
Perception.
17.
17.
21.
21. Carrion, Belle, the two of you are going to see that he is absolutely bloodless. His face is sheer white in the darkness. And there's something large sticking out of his stomach.
I'm gonna get my gun raised.
As you reach for your gun, there is going to be a horrible squelching noise as he rises up and lifts an extra foot above the trash. And then a wet noise as he is torn in half, ripping from ass to jaw, as an immense crab rises up, having torn him in half, and slowly, well, in impossible time, pops his head into its tiny mouth, which is the size of Trixxi, and begins and lets out a roar, seeing you in its territory. And I'd like an initiative roll.
Did his roar
no.
mean anything? Because I had Speak with Animals up.
It is basically, "Oi, fuck you! I'm gonna eat you!"
Really? Don't have to do that. We were leaving.
Get out of my trash.
Get out of my swamp!
All right, so determination bought for Zoe, and I think everybody has it now on the map screen. So I have 4 Hurt the Moors, and if something good happens, let's do it. All right, so the huge crab has a nat 20.
Rip.
Huh, funnily enough, I also had a nat 20.
All right, let's check. Let's
I
compare
had a
what we got.
19.
Okay, the crab has a... Okay, you're going to go first. The crab ends up with a 19. So, boop, 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 boop. So, it's going to be... Did anybody else beat 20?
I mean, my
Okay.
total was 23, but I
yeah.
rolled a
That was
19,
also
not
my
a nat
total.
20.
Okay, what's your dex bonuses?
3.
Plus 4.
Okay, so actually that means that it's going to be Carrion, Bell, Crab, and then going down the initiative, I have Demona with a 15, so I see that I've got Tally with a 19, I have Gobbo with a 17. Then I've got Demona. And I've got Zoe at the end. All right, Carrion, this thing is going to let out a shriek and is going to prepare to get crabby with you.
And Carrion was trying to convince it not to let us go, and was bringing up her gun.
Sounds good. It's going to scuttle at you. Must better hurt them more to
Can I
scuttle
try and
ahead
timid-
20 feet.
Oh, what do I know about crabs?
Oh boy. So the crabs in the Edgewater Basin, this is a hulking crab. These creatures, what's your favorite terrain?
I did that. One of those options for Ranger. 1 second.
That's totally fine.
It was the other feature. I think. I did the
Basically, you'll know that most crabs have
Deft
blind sight,
Explorer replaces Natural Explorer.
and these guys are stealth hunters,
Okay.
which is
Yeah, I
how
don't
you
have
got
a
surprised.
favored terrain.
Okay. Well, it's your turn. So what do you want to do as it roars in?
Well, yeah, I was just trying to basically thinking what I knew about crabs and their weak points and where to aim to.
Attack
Get
the
it.
underbelly for massive damage.
So yeah, that's pretty much what she's gonna do. She's gonna send off one shot because that's all
All
I
right,
can
one
do.
shot, one kill.
Although I think this doesn't help me too much. Yeah, nope, that does not help me. Because I have the favored foe instead of favored enemy. Okay.
Alright,
This only affects if I hit. Okay, so that's 15 to hit.
All right, 15. Final answer?
Yes.
All right, your gun roars and pings off of its armor.
Oh, shit. Someone else want to take this?
All right, anything
It's
else on
very
your turn?
hostile. She's going to try and get behind. Zoe's taller. Zoe's great. Zoe can be my humanoid
Sounds
shield.
good. I'm going to make an opportunity
got a
attack as you
shield out.
move away.
Oh, it was that close? Oh, sorry.
It rushed up
I didn't realize
20
it-
feet.
While I was shooting it?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yep. I said that before your turn, actually. That it rushed up 20
Oh,
feet
okay.
as a reaction with the hurt the more. But, so it was within 10 feet of you, and it has reach.
Okay, so if it was within 10 feet of me, I would absolutely not have moved because that's stupid.
Okay. I'll let you take it back.
Yeah, no, I would not. Yeah, I'm not doing
Oh,
that. This
so
was a
you're-
shoot and then a, well, shit.
A shoot and shit.
And basically still within its range, but is going to sidle to the side.
Sounds good. So you'll be right
what?
there. So that's still inside
Okay,
of its
now it
reach.
looks like that's... Oh, okay.
All right. Belle, you're up.
Okay. Belle is going to cast Hex
Okay.
on this thing, and I think ability check, I don't know, strength.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
It's hexed. And then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it because Hex is a bonus action and Eldritch Blast is a cantrip.
Do it. All right. Make me an attack roll.
All right, that is. Where's the addition to that? 21 to hit.
Are you choosing to push it?
Yes.
Okay. So your Eldritch Blast is going to hurl it back 10 feet because it
Mhm.
does not get a save against that ability, which is why it's so dope. Do me damage.
Okay. So that's that one, and then d6. That is. Oh, Eldritch Blast is what type of damage?
It's force.
Force damage. Okay, so that's 10 force damage
Ooh, nice.
and 4 necrotic.
Okay, and for necrotic, it has no immunities to either of those. You are going to smash into it. The force damage is actually going to start to crack part of its shell a bit. It's not quite enough to actually expose a vulnerability, but force damage looks like it'll punch through it eventually. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
All right, the cat runs away.
I got long range.
All right. With that, it is its turn. It's going to rush forward and is going to let out a swipe at Demona and a swipe at Carrion. Carrion, that's going to be, probably not a hit, actually. It's going to snap at you with a 15.
That is exactly my AC.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, it is going to snap into your leg. How many hit points do you have?
20 something? 1 sec. 26.
You're not going to believe this.
Is it exactly 26?
It is exactly 26 points of damage.
All right.
Can I
This
silvery
is not I
barbs
want the
this?
goal.
Yes, you may silvery barbs this.
I'm gonna silvery barbs this. I don't know if I waited too long, but I'm gonna silvery barbs this.
Nope. Amy, I'll let you choose your poison. Watermelon, blue, or red.
Oh. Watermelon sounds like it'll be less angry.
That's a 16 to hit you.
And that hits.
But I will re-roll the damage because it's a different hit. 18 points of damage instead.
Sure.
Who gets the advantage from that, Cat?
Zoe.
Okay. And then I'm going to make a second attack. You are grappled. Now, just so you know, Carrion, and make another attack against our good friend Demona. That's going to be that's only a 13 to hit. They are going to sidestep out of the way, and it is Tally's turn as this thing lets out a snarl.
Tally is going to fly backwards a little bit because she doesn't like being that close to this, and then she is going to cast Insinuation on this thing.
Okay.
And so can you make... Oh, no, I'm already on the page I need. Can you... Oh my god, what's happening? My character sheet's going everywhere. Sorry. Can you make me a wisdom save, please?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna spend a hurt more to reroll that. That's gonna be a 14. Let's just check my stats. That's gonna be a 14.
That is a fail. You're incapacitated. At the end of each of your turns, you take 1d12 psychic damage, and then can make another wisdom throw. On a success, the spell ends.
Whoa,
So there's no damage immediately, but you are incapacitated right now. So
okay.
you can try again at the end of
I
your
am
next
no
turn.
longer grappled. Condition ends
You
if
are
the
no
grappler is incapacitated. Yay!
Yep. All right.
Hey,
so,
it's almost like I thought about this.
okay, then it is going to be Damona's turn. Damona is gonna say, "I fucking hate shellfish," and is going to draw their blade and make 2 attacks with advantage, of course, because incapacitated, which is good because one of those was a botch. And yet, still, that's only 1 hit. That's going to be for a grand total of 12 points of damage. Which is something. All right, then it is Zoe's turn.
Trixxi?
Then it is Trixie's turn. It was Trixie's turn before Damona. Sorry about
Oh.
that.
That's
Damona's
alright.
gonna poke it. And then it's... yeah.
Is there... In this trash, does anything look like it's really big and heavy,
Oh, yeah.
like structural?
Oh yeah, tons. What do you want to manifest?
I don't know, something that could... it would be difficult for a crab to try and run away from.
I'll spend if something good happens. What do you find? Is it the bumper from the Acario?
No, old blacksmith like anvil.
Okay, how are you
Something
getting...
really
okay,
big.
okay, there is going to
Yep,
be...
Nope. This is my plan here.
Okay.
So I'm wondering. Let me see if actually it gives me rules for my grappling hook. Hold here for a second. Hold on. Let me make the page bigger. Enhance. Basically, what I'm trying to see if I can do with the grappling hook, if I can use cast the spell of Awakened Rope to tie one end of the grappling hook around the crab's leg, and then throw it onto the anvil to loop it around the anvil.
I think you should have it be tied to the Acario.
No, I don't want to ruin the car more than it is.
I think it's more fun if you use it, though. Come on.
Also, I don't think that is large enough to hold a giant crab. Like,
It weighs about 3,000 pounds. All right. Either way, go ahead and use Animate Rope.
cool. I will do that. I'm just trying to see if it adds an action. So those are both actions. So I guess because it's bind, fasten. Okay, so yeah, this will have to be a 2-part thing. So she will cast animate the grappling hook. The rope end will fly and attach itself to the crab and wrap it around since it's incapacitated at the moment. And then on my next turn, I'll throw the grappling hook to try and hook it on something heavy.
All right, sounds good. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, and then as a bonus action, I would like to hide in the
Sounds
trash.
good. Sounds good. Hiding in the trash. You're the trash man.
Yeah. Do you want me to make a stealth roll?
Yes, please.
that's real bad. Still, what do I add to that? 9. So, you know.
Okay, so you think you're hidden. Perfect. Zoe.
You think you're hidden. Perfect. I'm going to drop my shield and try to shoot it with my gun.
Perfect.
With
shield.
advantage.
With advantage.
Oops. Oh no, don't go away. Alright. Ciao. Oh. Oh, 16 and 13, so neither of them are that bad. Plus 5 is gonna be a 21 to hit.
That is absolutely a hit. Roll me damage.
Perfect. I'm also gonna use Divine Smite.
Yay, shotgun smites.
Because I can shotgun smite. Alright, so that's a d12. And then
did Tally give you advantage?
1, 2. She did.
Okay, so you rolled with advantage?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, reading the spell, this crab is actually now, it is restrained until it takes an
Ka-chow.
action to free itself.
Oh,
Just to let
nice.
you know.
Oh, with the grappling or with the rope? Sounds good.
Because I said I used the bind action on it, so it actually
Oh, okay.
bound it. Yeah. I figured if it's incapacitated, it automatically fails a dex saving
Oh
throw.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, so
Zoe, how
it's
much
not
damage are you doing?
restrained.
18. Unless it's undead or a fiend.
It is not. It's just a big freaking crab.
Okay, that's fair. Then, wait a second, sorry. 18? 18.
18 damage?
11 plus 6 is 17, plus 1 is 18. Yes, 18 damage.
All right, 18 damage. Your shotgun blast is it is piercing damage, which crabs are
Wow.
notoriously weak to. That is, you have cracked more of its exterior, and it is almost at the point where any more damage is probably going to reveal a weak spot. What do you do?
Nice.
Anything else on your turn?
No, I don't think I have any bonus actions yet. So no.
All right. Next, it is Carrion's turn again. Carrion, you have been dropped. We're at the top of the initiative by the stunned,
Woo.
by the incapacitated crab.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Zoe, were you doing something else?
No, I got
Okay.
confused by your wording, but no.
So it's incapacitated. How hurt does it look, or not very?
It looks probably, yeah, on a scale of 100, half dead. Almost as if it had
Can
like
I
90.
put the head of my gun right up against the squishy part and shoot it, like touching physically?
Yes, you can.
Like, I guess at this point it would be AC would be how hard its shell is versus whether it's actually hitting it.
That is exactly the case. So you may make a roll with advantage
Okay.
if you walk right up to it.
Yes.
There is a small hole the size of a gun, so
Especially if there's a spot that's already been impacted, possibly.
there has been.
That is a 22.
Yeah, it's gonna hit. All right, roll me damage with and give it to me.
And is this an auto crit? Because it's...
I mean, technically not for another 8 points of damage, but sure. You know what? That was your.
I
I have
mean-
one last something good that happens for you. So yes,
Okay. Where did I
because
put
you are
that
kind of
stupid
screwed if this
thing?
thing shakes off its in cap.
Oh, I know I am. I'm aware. That is not part of the question. The question is, can I shoot it? 1 sec. Where the fuck did that go? Okay. There it is. It's higher up than I expect it to be. Okay, I hit. So hit with attack roll. Use my thing to mark it as my favorite enemy for 1 minute.
Okay.
First time on each of my turns that I hit the favorite enemy and deal damage to it, including when you mark it, you increase the damage by 1d4. So I'm doing 6d4, I guess.
6. Oh, God. Okay, and this is an auto crit.
Well, it would be 3d4. So that's why I was saying 6 would be the crit.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Good, not 12d4.
No. Okay. 17 piercing.
17 piercing. Good, solid hit. This thing is looking
Okay.
really rough.
Now I will get out of its way
gonna
because
just run?
eek. And good running behind, just putting Zoe between me and it.
That's generally a safe idea. All right. With that, it is Belle's turn. Belle, what are we doing?
It's still up.
It's still up, and it is incapacitated. It's frozen.
Cool. I'm gonna hit it with an Eldritch Blast then.
All right, roll with advantage.
That 20.
Oh my god. All right, do it. And it's force damage. Oh god.
Okay. Sorry, I just need to find out my dice.
So what is that? 2d10, 2d6?
One sec.
All right, all right.
29.
Holy shit.
It's 3d10 because I've got Deadeye.
Oh god damn, you're right. Okay, so aiming Eldritch Blast, it streaks off, slamming into it, and the force damage there is going to strike its
Oh,
shell.
actually, never mind. Sorry. Drop 7 off of that.
Okay.
I forgot. It's not just on an attack a critical. It's on a firearms critical.
That's right. Thank you. I was thinking that like that didn't seem right to me, but I'm
I'm quickly reading my rules.
I didn't want to be
as I
crabby.
go.
Okay, so your Eldritch Blast is going to rip. That still drops it down to more than half of its health, and a lot of that in force damage. There is going to be a ripple across its carapace, and much like watching bulletproof glass finally give up the ghost, you're going to see the main parts of its exterior shatter as the force blast impacts it. Your Eldritch, are you using this? Are you going to push it? Or yes or no
Sure.
this time? Okay. So pushing it again, you are going to slam it back, and as you do, it is going to have its shell explode off it into shrapnel, revealing this orangey pink interior that quivers with these strange internal crustacean hydraulics, basically. The only parts of it that are still attached that are like its entire body shell has been broken away. It's only its claws and its legs and mouth pincers that are still intact. It's feeling pretty crabby. Okay, spend that. All right, anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay, end of my turn. All right, that is going to be a nat 20 to get out
And
of...
silvery barbs.
Okay. That's going to be a nat 19. It's still gone.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Who gets the advantage?
That is gonna be. I'm next. Me.
Okay. All right. Tally. It is. Oh wait, actually, could it be pushed if it was restrained? I guess it can. It's just it can't move, but it can be moved. Hey, one thing, real quick, Trixxi. You tied a rope to it.
Mhm.
What was the rope just kind of like hovering in air, or were you holding on to the other half?
I'm holding on to the grappling hook because Trixxi was gonna throw it.
Cool. Make me a strength save.
Okay, the rope's also 60 feet long.
Ah, damn. All right, fair. I was gonna have flying goblins. Whee!
Wee!
That would have been pretty good, but okay. All right, never mind then. Tally, you're up. What do you do?
She's going to chaos bolt this thing. So, with advantage,
Why do you have advantage?
because I gave myself advantage for silvery
you're
barbs.
right. You're right. I thought you were thinking he was incapacitated still. You're absolutely right.
Nope. All right, that's gonna be a 19
Okay.
to hit,
All right.
and
go ahead.
that is going to be 2d8 plus 1d6.
Okay.
Not d10s, cat. Not d10s. All right, that's gonna be 7 and 7 is 14 minus 1 is 13 plus 2 is 15. And that's gonna be 15 psychic damage.
Okay, it's not immune to psychic damage. It is going to quiver and blubber as it sheds this strange moisture from its skin. It's going to strike the ground. Damona's the only one close enough in the range, and they're going to dodge back 5 feet as the sweat and ichor that is filling this crustacean is going to hit the ground and begin to burn through some of the refuse around it. This thing is looking wrecked. All right, anything else on your turn, Tally?
No, that is it.
All right, and Trixxi, what do you do?
I honestly don't know. My plan was I thought we were running because this thing was really bad, but yeah, I guess just shoot it. Yeah, that's probably the best.
Okay, so you kind of are holding it on a leash, and are like,
she's seeing that her party's not gonna run away, so she's like, all right, I guess, fuck it, and just drops the rope.
Okay.
And then she levels her handgun at it.
All right, make me an attack roll.
Yeah.
Trixxi, unless I'm mistaken, how long does Bless last? Only a minute, right?
It's a minute.
Okay,
It's way
never
over.
mind. It's way over.
Yeah. Cool.
That's why the power of friendship was
Okay.
so good.
It was great.
That is a 14 to hit.
14 is all its AC is now without its natural armor. Because it got blowed off of it.
Ooh.
It is now Zoidberg to shit. Can you please roll me damage?
Sure.
Are you attacking with
I'm
butter?
also-
It has vulnerability to butter and lemon.
Also, just a quick thing. Looked up. Incap does not give it's different from the prone condition. It's just
Yeah, I was reading that and going,
Yeah.
fuck.
Apparently, all of us are confused about it.
Fucking conditions in this game.
So
Seven-
many
Seriously.
conditions.
Wait, so it doesn't give advantage?
So similar. No, it doesn't. It
That's
just
why I was
usually
wondering
is
why you were
something that-
giving the point
Yeah.
blank thing, and I was like, this doesn't
Because
make
when you
any
hear
sense.
someone's incapacitated, I'm like, oh, this person is completely
on a lot
helpless
of-
lying on the ground.
Hey
Fuck.
folks. Hey folks. Hey folks. I warned you at the beginning of the game. I'm on a lot of painkillers. I normally would have caught that. I was
That's
thinking
okay.
in the middle of it, I was
was
like,
even-
am I doing paralyzed? No, I'm not doing paralyzed. That would have been a crit within 5 feet if it was paralyzed. Okay.
Yeah. No.
No. So good call,
God.
Robin. Good call.
Yeah, I was
And
just wondering because I'm like my gunner feet's making no like I'm debating about changing the gunner feet out with you. I'll talk about that later.
Mhm.
Hey.
So that's 7 points of piercing damage to
How do you do it?
Trixxi was just like, fuck it. And then pulled out her gun and then just like was like, I'm sorry. Then just shoots it between its weird crabby eyes.
Its weird crabby eyes explode as you completely eviscerate it with your bullet. I want to tell you this right now, folks. That was a CR8 creature
Wow.
that I
Yes.
that I modified to give acid blood and gave 30 something more hit points to. And you still, this is why the challenge rating system in 5e doesn't work. Just gonna put that out there.
I
And
mean,
now we're gonna be
to
overconfident.
be fair,
about
it didn't have any turns except for one, and it almost killed a player. So it's not like it's not for not there. It's
Not for not.
it would have been it could have been a very different fight. That's why I was
Look at
preparing
look
to
at
fly.
Tally. Look at Tally learning how to actually help people.
Silvery barbs.
So, oh my god!
All right. So next time use melted butter, though. It is very,
Also, I love id insinuation for that incapacitation. That's awesome.
Next time I'll be sober enough to use the correct rules.
Haha. Haha. Well, maybe we'll just have to make sure there's more painkillers then too.
I just have a bone to pick with this. Not because I think that I need the judgment, but just personally, I get so frustrated by how this is because so many of the conditions say the creature is incapacitated. But incapacitated itself is its own thing that does something else.
Yeah.
But I associate it with all these things that cause you to get advantage that on multiple things like paralyzed, petrified, stunned, unconscious, all these things are like, you're incapacitated. Cool.
All right. I know. It's an improper system.
Is it its own thing? Doesn't need to be its own thing.
All right. So, the creature collapses to the ground. What do you do?
So you said this is meta because you said this and I wouldn't have thought about it, but do we notice its blood is like melting through trash?
Yeah.
Cool. Trixxi would like to grab some of that blood in a vial, please.
Sounds good. You can easily do so.
What about its crabby meat?
Ow.
You could probably wash it clean.
Yes.
Do you want to make me a chef's check to go and harvest it?
I certainly do, actually.
We are delicious in dungeoning this. I love it.
Whoa, yeah! Oh, hell yeah, man. Actually, I should actually watch that. Ka-chow! That was a 14 on the dice.
Yeah, you can totally
so-
do that. It has a mildly acidic blood as a defense mechanism inside. It actually would have been able to fire acid from its eyes if it had had a full turn.
That is unfortunate.
Yep.
Yikes.
But the meat
Okay.
is actually the meat's actually clear, especially around the claws.
Nice.
So you can
Yeah, the claws. That's a great idea.
you can harvest both the claws off of it and take them with you.
Sweet. I am going to do so. I'm going to
Okay.
chop it with my great sword.
Are the
Sometimes
claws
I'm
like
like, how the hell do I have all these
Trixxi-sized?
Yeah.
Or bigger?
No, at least they're at least Trixxi size. Give them the
That's a
claw.
lot of meat. That's a lot
Yep.
of meat right there.
We're
I'm
on
gonna
a
be
big
eating
trip.
well.
We're gonna
Mhm.
be sick of crab by the end of this.
It's true.
But that's alright, because we'll have more options when we get back.
It's very true.
Or when we get to town, anyways.
Looking to the south, you can see that you're going to have to swim across an area about 70 feet to get to the shore. But besides that, it looks like you're home free right now. This crab has been harvested. The giant claws are going to make a delicious lunch for you later. Are you all just going to swim across, or?
So how
Um,
far deep does it get where we have to start swimming from the shore? Speaking of my 60-foot grappling hook.
Oh, fair. If you stood on Zoe's shoulders, you could probably manage.
Yeah, hop
The whole
on.
way? Okay, cool. Trixie's also gonna throw her grappling hook, try and cross it in case something
I mean,
comes
like,
up from the water.
I mean, you're going to have to use the grappling. Oh, you know what? But the thing is that so let's do the math on this because you're a huge nerd. So it's 70
Yes.
feet, grappling hook. So like there are outcroppings above you. You could use the grappling hook to fire and swing across if you make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Yes, please.
And you have to say grappling hook.
Grappling hook.
All right,
Grappling hook. Go. I would
Go,
love to
go,
do that.
grappling hook.
Is
Go,
there
go,
anything
grapple hook.
else
Whoa.
in between us? Or is it just open water?
Okay. Just open gross water and tetanus. Lots of tetanus.
Well, Tally is going to fly,
Okay.
which gets her 60 feet.
Okay, which means you're going to be touching down on the deep part.
Great, she's gonna die. Can I use her psychic whip the last 10 feet to grapple her across too?
No, because it's psychic. It's not real.
Yeah, I know, but if she can
You can't
grapple
use,
things
no,
with
you
it.
can't use psychic damage on a rock. They're immune to psychic damage.
But what if it's a mimic?
I will roll a d20 to see if that rock's a mimic, and if I get a 1 on this, you're gonna have a much different
Maybe roll
evening than you thought.
percentiles.
No, it's a 1 in 20 chance at prospect.
Oh, okay.
Did you get a 1?
Far
I
more
did not. I got a
consistent.
10. That does
Aw.
not mean that it's 10 mimics in a trench coat. Okay.
Oh my god.
Hey, at least I was trying to be creative.
10
I think so.
mimics
I
in
think-
a trench coat. The trench coat is another mimic.
The trench coat is another mimic, but it doesn't like the other mimics.
No, it's a roper.
Yeah, it's a roper.
All right.
Look at us go.
Who else is going to get across the water?
I'm a swim. I'm just
Okay.
gonna
Swimming.
like, go for it.
Swimming.
Let's fucking go.
Belle, are you going to swim as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The cat gets wet. All right. So the rest of you
That's
are
a
going
wet
wet
ass
ass
puppy.
What did we say the rule was for?
to. Here, you don't have to
Uh,
roll to swim across open water.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh.
perfect.
What did you get on your acrobatics roll to do a ninja swing, Trixxi?
I got a 17.
Yeah, you're gonna do a Darkwing Duck and just do some flips at the end.
Nice.
You're gonna land, and you're gonna see that sitting on the other side of the bank, next to some shanty houses, are a pair of old dwarves. Redundant, I know, because their beards are old and white, or long and white. They're sitting there chewing on corncob pipes, going, "Damn crabs in this part. Good job not getting eaten."
Were you just watching us?
I ain't gonna fight with a fucking crab.
Well, you could have like shot at it to distract it.
I ain't got a gun.
Oh. I'm sorry. I assumed everyone had a gun.
Nah, I pawned it.
Ah. Why are you down here by the trash?
It's my house. Points at the shanty shack behind him.
Oh. Very nice. Interesting view.
Yeah, it's 11.
That is indeed.
You're doing it. You do best to not call our house trash, youngin', the other dwarf says.
Oh no, I was pointing to the pile of trash that we just climbed out of. Your houses are very nice. I would love to own real estate someday.
Yep. The trick is to get in when you're young. We've almost got the principal paid off.
Woof. How old are you?
390.
That's and you
Yeah,
got
but
it
he
when
doesn't
you're
look a
300.
day over 320. Oh, you flatterer. They kind of blush and smack at each other.
You are a very cute couple.
Hey, you've been together as long as we have. You gotta have something in common. And we like watching fools get eaten by crabs.
Does that happen often?
More often than you'd think. Sometimes you eat the crab, sometimes the crab eats you.
Well, we have some fresh crab meat if you want some. We can probably spare. That was like that thing is huge.
Hmm. Yeah. Sure, we'll
If you
take some
want-
crab legs. Wouldn't mind that at all. And with that, you're going to hear the splashing of your companions as they climb out of the water behind you, and the sputtering of Tali as she flies across and tries to psychic whip Barak and goes whoop into the water. Yep. Sometimes the crab
that's my-
gets you.
That is my crab right there.
Talia is going to very awkwardly swim the last 10 feet and then press the digitation the shit out of herself.
Hey, young miss.
Yes?
Did your mom fuck a parrot or something?
I have no idea. She's gonna shake her both her wings out a little bit.
You can't
Press
ask
the
someone to fuck
digitation
a
again.
parrot. Maybe an Aarakocra, but not a parrot. Sorry, your mom fucking Aarakocra?
I have no idea, actually. I have no idea who my parents were.
Yeah. Kids
They
these
could have.
days.
She's gonna shake out her first set, her middle set, and her lower set.
All right. And with that, you'll clear the water. Demona will wring out their shirt. We'll actually pull the jerkin off, revealing a fairly trim, well-muscled, well-tattooed body that is has a bunch of binding around the ribs and chest. Kind of like with kind of flexible bandages. We'll look over at your direction and say, all right. We ain't got too much time before dawn. Let's get going before they notice.
Sounds good. Oh, Carrion, here. And she's gonna cure wounds her. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You'll take 11 hit points back.
Yay.
Demona will turn, kind of look at all of you, be like, nice shooting, by the way. Good. I'm glad you're not useless. I hate to be sending you on this quest if I knew you were gonna die.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Of course. All right, let's hoof it.
You can tell your boss I'm really sorry about the car.
He can always buy another one. It's not like that was special or anything, right?
If he can get it out, I will fix it. I will be on my hands and knees constantly to fix that.
I'm sure you will be.
Repair it or to...
Whatever's
What's that?
needed.
Dawn is breaking as you make your way out of Ebtide Basin. Demona takes you through some back routes, and before long you find yourself at the loading docks of the train yard. Ebtide Basin is one of the places that you can get a lot of the sea traffic from heavy mineral goods, things that are not palatable to be delivered to the upper levels of the city. And as such, it's pretty close to where the trains, fairly newly installed trains that run between here and Burden to the north. As you make your way over there, you find that there's a bit of security, but you're waved in when Demona shows off a badge with the legate symbol on it. Before long, you're inside of the train yard. A pair of well-beaten, well-rusted train cars are linked up ahead of you, full of various types of cargo, some being presently filled. They take you over to the one at the end. A halfling man gives a nod, opens the back door, and walks away while whistling a jaunty tune to himself. All right, so this is it. You guys gonna be okay?
I guess we'll find out.
I'm sure we'll make it. We have a very diverse set of skills. We can help each other when needed.
I hope so. It's been nice getting to know you. Hopefully we'll meet up again. Good luck, and I hope you find Mira. They're a good kid, just a little mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Did
sorry
you
we
know
couldn't. Yeah. I've yeah. Sometimes my boss goes to visit, and I've gone with him. Her parents work for the Royal Academy.
It's impressive.
I don't know. It's all science shit. No offense. Just never really stuck with me.
None taken. Though if you ever
Me
wanted to.
neither. I'm still impressed by it though.
Well, maybe you'll have a lot to talk about when you go find her. But keep your head down. And keep in touch, okay? Oh, here. They'll reach into their pocket and pull out a sending stone. You never know if they can monitor the feed, so keep in touch. But limited.
Noted.
With that, they'll wait to see if you have anything else to say for a moment. And if you don't, they'll slink off.
So we will just tell them to take good care of themselves and... Oh, can take some crab meat for the road if they'd like, but we haven't had a chance to cook it yet.
I can't stand shellfish, actually.
Oh, that's what you said. I recall now.
Not my favorite.
Carrion will say, just thank you for not leaving me behind when we were escaping from those, whatever those were the first time. Not this escape. That escape. That's appreciated.
No worries, you owe me one, okay?
Sure, I'll try not to. I won't leave you to whatever if we're ever escaping.
Yeah, or buy me a tunic, you know. I went to Stock Springs and all I got was this stupid tunic.
If
One
they
of those?
sell those, I will absolutely buy one.
Good. If you're lucky, I'll let you put it on me, too.
Why would I do that?
Fair.
Oh.
Well, it makes it more fun to take it off me later.
Huh. And Karen just looks kind of vaguely startled.
Y'all take care. And they will vanish, blending in with the crowd behind them. Do you hop inside of the train car?
Yes.
Yes.
Trixxi's gonna like look at behind and go shout out from the as the train comes being like, thanks again, mysterious stranger, for coming to us in the night.
The halfling guy that let you into the car is going to point at himself and be like, me? Hi.
It's not the middle of the night, and
Oh,
I don't think
Or-
you've come inside yet.
sorry. You'll
Is
kick
that
her
a
off.
euphemism? I feel like
inside
I'm
of the-
being corrupted.
The inside of the car is covered with bales and bales of hay and other materials. It's old. It needs to be cleaned. It looks like it's some type of cattle car. No animals in it at the moment, though. It must have been used to transport Sarns into the city. Carrion, you'll immediately see Sarn's scat that hasn't been cleaned out from the corners. It smells in here slightly bitter, slightly acidic, but not bad, just kind of like sharp manure. Do you all step inside?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And almost as soon as you do, you hear it. The sound of the whistle. The train jerks. The halfling man steps up onto a little step stool. Well, a little step rung. Pulls the door shut most of the way. I didn't see you here. And I didn't see you come inside either, he says, and jumps down onto the ground. And with that, the train begins picking up steam, heading north toward Burden and the rest of your adventure. Behind you, the train is moving too fast to notice or for anyone to catch up with you. But as the train disappears on the horizon, that man, the elf, the Inquisitor of the Silent Hand, arrives at the edge of the train yard with several of his troops. Watching you vanish into the distance, his one red eye and his one yellow eye watching. But we're going to have to find out what happens next in the next arc as we take a short break between chapters. Hey guys, you made it out of Prospect. It only took 9 sessions.
Woo!
Welcome to level 3.
There's a lot that happened though. Nice.
Yay! Finally!
Level 3.
Level 3.
Level 3.
All right, you guys made it to level 3. Go ahead and roll your hit points up. Let's do that real quick.
Hello, Meta
Paladin
Magic.
oath. D10.
Get that oath.
Get that oath.
What do I roll? I roll a d8.
Woohoo.
Aren't supposed to
D10.
roll
I rolled a
d8s?
9.
Wild.
Beauty.
Yeah,
Love
true.
that.
I rolled a 2. Wait, 1s and 2s are test rolls, right?
1s and 2s are test rolls. You got to make sure the dice works.
Perfect. 1. All right, let's.
Ciao. Oops.
And then an 8.
That
We
worked.
love
That
that.
worked.
We'd love to see
All right.
that.
We love it.
Nice.
So the one die, which I'm never going to use for damage rolls anymore, rolled 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Whoa.
So I switched dice and finally got a 7.
All right, perfect.
Nice.
Nice. We love it. So how are you guys enjoying ColdIron so far?
Good. Really,
Good. Sorry, I
really
was just
good.
doing
Love
math in my
it.
head right there.
Yeah, it's okay. Math is hard. Unless you're a nerd like you.
Loving the lore drops.
Yeah, loving the
Loving
lore drops.
And the
You guys-
vibe.
Lord,
I
Lord.
really like the vibe.
All right, you banged Talfrin, you crashed the car. What's next for
I'm a-
Trixxi?
Spoilers.
I'm up to 25 hit points.
Yay!
I've got
And now-
28.
Very will never drive that car.
Yep.
Ever.
Barry will never
I'll fix
drive
it.
that car.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
That's all I thought when it crashed at first. I was like, and then she never got to drive it.
Poor
Wow.
Barry.
That's okay.
Barry.
She drives Max.
I mean, that's fair. I think
She
Telfrin drove
has
a
a
Mac
Mac.
once. Or aggressively took it over.
Oh, nice! I get an additional upgrade, and then now every long rest, I can switch up my upgrades.
Ooh,
So if I'm like, I don't like
exchangeable
having
hands.
exchangeable hands. Oh boy, what's a third? Fire spitter? Mm.
Alright, I will be taking Pack to the Tomb,
Nice.
and then I'll spend some time figuring out this cantrips.
We love it. All right.
Regardless, they
Hey,
become warlock spells, which is like, yeah.
that's so good.
Belt of adjusting size can be big Trixie.
So, folks, that is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully, you had a lot of fun with us. We'll be back. So, we are not running for the next 3 weeks. So, next week, we are doing some off-camera recording. The following week, we are doing Storm King's Panic over on Patreon. Robin's running another session of that. And then over
Spoiler.
Easter weekend, we're not doing, spoiler, whatever. They've seen it on the schedule at this point.
Yeah, no, I know.
On Easter weekend, we are taking Teddy to go get fixed and hopefully calmed down. So we are not going to be available that weekend because we have to take care of a recently surgered dog. But big thank you to everybody who came out and supported us, everybody who watches this over on YouTube, and thank you for your patience as it took me a little while longer to get this episode edited, probably, if you're watching on YouTube. And also, hey, if you want to support the channel, you can do so by becoming a member over on YouTube. That's now a thing. Check it out. You might like it. You can also join our Patreon, which gives me more reason to talk about you at the end of every episode, like our divine producers, my mom and Shaikon De Vermillion, our demonic producer, Sorcerer Sanguine, our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, Karasha Urquhart, and Big Nut, our monster makers, Soul Omen and Larouk, and our High Council, Taryn, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Chef Eladeth, Mike Baxter, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Gent, Grumpy Owl, Cody, David Prophet, and Doug. You guys are all amazing. As are you, my players. Welcome to level 3. We will update the overlays for next session, but in the meanwhile, get some rest, and we will see you in 1 month for the start of Act 2 as we get to Burden and things get worse. Somehow. Good night, everybody.